Chosen ones, I ask you to pause for a moment, close your eyes, and embrace the weight of the truth you are about to hear. You are not just another person walking through life. No, you have been chosen by God for a purpose far greater than yourself. The path you walk is sacred, and the spiritual journey you are on is unique, profound, filled with immense beauty and tremendous challenges. But remember, with every divine calling comes a burden, a responsibility that only a select few are chosen to bear. You feel it deep within your soul, don't you? That calling that stirs your heart, makes you question your surroundings, and at times leaves you feeling misunderstood, isolated, and overwhelmed. This is not a coincidence. I know you have faced difficulties that others may never understand. You've walked roads that tested your strength, your faith, and your belief in yourself. You've experienced moments when the weight of your journey felt unbearable. Moments when doubt crept in and made you question your very purpose. But what if I told you that all of this, every struggle, every pain, has a divine reason? What if I told you that what you're experiencing right now is part of something far bigger than you can see in the moment? What if I told you that this very video is crucial to your journey and has reached you at the exact right time? As a chosen one, your life is not meant to be like everyone else's. There will be moments that test your faith, your patience, and your resilience, and it won't always be easy. But it is all part of the process of awakening and walking the path laid out for you. This message is for you, the ones who know you are not meant for an ordinary life. This is for you, the ones who have felt the weight of spiritual awakening, the ones chosen by God to fulfill a higher purpose. I want you to understand that you are not alone, and the journey you are on is important. What you are about to hear will change your life forever. But before we move forward, I need you to do something. I need you to comment 777 right now in the comments below. Why? Because this is not just about listening. This is about understanding. It's about taking the next step on your spiritual path. When you comment 777, you are signaling to the universe, to yourself, and to the divine that you are ready to receive the wisdom that's about to unfold. You are ready to accept the truths you may have avoided or questioned. You are showing that you are open to the guidance you need to fulfill your divine calling. Now let's dive into the heart of what we are here for today, the 7 real pains that the chosen ones feel. These pains are real. They are not just something you feel in your mind, but something that reverberates through your spirit. You may have experienced some or all of them already. But the truth is, these are not punishments. They are the marks of your spiritual awakening. They are the trials that will shape you into the person you were always meant to be. They are the battles that will mold you into a leader of divine purpose. These pains are part of the transformation. In the next few moments, we will talk about these pains in detail. And more importantly, we will explore how you, as a chosen one, can overcome them and continue walking in alignment with your true calling. But first, remember this: you were chosen by God for something extraordinary. Let's dive in. Pain number 1, the isolation. Chosen one, I know you have felt it, the quiet sting of loneliness, even when surrounded by others. It is the kind of isolation that isn't just physical. It cuts deeper, right into the core of your soul. You may find yourself in a room full of people, yet somehow you feel as though you are on the outside looking in, separate from the world around you. There is a deep sense of being different, a knowing that you don't quite belong in the world you see. People may not understand you, and time again, you find yourself unable to relate to those who seem content with the mundane rhythms of life. This emotional weight is constant, never quite lifting, reminding you that you are not like the others. But I tell you now, this isolation is not just about physical loneliness. It is a spiritual disconnection. It is the inner knowing that your path is not like theirs, that your calling is unlike anything most people can comprehend. You see the world through a different lens, and you feel the divine presence more acutely. You sense the higher purpose that is guiding you, but those around you remain unaware, wrapped in their own concerns, detached from the deeper truths of life. I know, chosen one, that you search for someone who sees what you see, feels what you feel, knows what you know. But often, it feels like an endless quest, as if you are walking this journey completely alone. Even when you find others who share similar spiritual beliefs, there's still something missing. A disconnect that makes you wonder if anyone truly sees you. This feeling can make the road ahead seem daunting. But hear this truth. This isolation has not come to punish you. No, it is part of your spiritual awakening. You may not fully understand it now, but your soul requires this separation. The journey of a chosen one is not meant to be walked in the comfort of the crowd. It is a path of deep personal growth, of divine evolution, and sometimes that growth requires distance. You must shed the distractions, the false connections, the superficial bonds that tie you down, to come face to face with your true self. This process of separation is necessary for your soul's ascension. It is what will help you align more deeply with your higher calling, with God's divine purpose for you. And though the isolation may feel painful, know that it is not without purpose. It is a part of your spiritual evolution. It is a necessary step on the path to understanding who you truly are. Chosen one, I understand how heavy this burden feels. The weight of loneliness can make you question your worth, your purpose, and the worthiness of your path. At times, you may wonder why you must endure this isolation when all you long for is to be seen, understood, and connected. This emptiness, this ache of disconnection can feel unbearable, but I assure you, it is not in vain. This is not abandonment. This is the growing pain of your soul's awakening. Know this, what you are experiencing is part of a divine plan. You are being led through this phase to build a deeper, stronger relationship with your higher self and with God. The isolation you feel is not meant to break you. No, it is to help you grow closer to your divine truths. The deeper you connect with yourself, the closer you come to your purpose, to your spiritual calling. Do not fear this separation, for it is through this isolation that you will discover the fullness of who you truly are. Remember, chosen one, that this isolation is not permanent. It does not define you. It is simply a phase, a challenge that every one of the chosen must face. And while it may feel burdensome at times, it is also an opportunity for you to find peace in solitude, clarity in silence, and strength in your own presence. Embrace this time of separation, for it is shaping you into the person you are destined to become. Through this solitude, you will discover the depth of your connection to God, and when the time is right, you will encounter the true connections that resonate with your soul's purpose. Trust this truth. In the end, this isolation is a blessing in disguise. You are being prepared for something far greater than you can yet imagine, something that will require you to stand firm in your own truth. As you continue to evolve spiritually, you will naturally attract like-minded souls who understand your journey. Until that moment arrives, embrace the solitude. It is the fertile ground from which your greatest transformation will sprout. Pain number 2, the burden of higher expectations. As a chosen one, you undoubtedly feel the weight of responsibility pressing upon you, a responsibility that others may not fully understand. It is a pressure that rests heavy on your shoulders, one that comes with the territory of being chosen for something far greater than yourself. This responsibility is not something you sought, nor can you simply ignore it. It comes with a deep sense of calling, an inner knowing that you were placed on this earth for a purpose, one that is far greater than your own desires, greater than the limitations of this world. But with that calling comes an immense burden, one that many may never truly grasp. This burden can feel isolating, as if you are carrying a weight that only you can truly understand. People may admire you for your wisdom, your strength, your insight, but they rarely comprehend the depth of the responsibility that comes with being chosen by God. The expectations placed upon you are not just external, they are internal as well. You feel an overwhelming sense of duty to serve, to lead, to guide others. And that responsibility, though sacred, can feel overwhelming, especially as you navigate your own spiritual journey, facing your own challenges and growth. The higher expectations placed upon you are not just reflections of others' beliefs about you. They are rooted in the divine calling on your life. God has chosen you for a reason, and with that divine selection comes an expectation that you will rise to the occasion. But this can create a sense of pressure, one that often breeds self-doubt, anxiety, and even burnout. You may find yourself constantly striving to meet the expectations of others, whether as a spiritual leader, a mentor, or simply someone who offers guidance. The burden of being the one to uplift others, the one who always has the answers, can feel exhausting. There may be moments when you feel like you are giving everything of yourself to others only to feel drained, empty, and without strength. But understand, chosen one, that even in these moments you are being shaped and refined for the greatness that lies ahead. This burden, though heavy, is part of your divine preparation. Keep walking. You are not alone. There are times, chosen one, when the pressure to maintain a sense of grace, strength, and wisdom feels unbearable. In those moments you may question whether you are truly capable of fulfilling the calling that has been placed upon your life. You might wonder how much more you can give before you break under the weight of it all. The weight of responsibility can sometimes make you feel like you are walking a tightrope, constantly balancing between the need to lead and the overwhelming desire to rest, to restore your own soul. But hear me clearly, this path as a chosen one is not meant to be walked alone. The burden you feel is not something you are meant to carry by yourself. It is part of your growth, yes, but it is also part of your divine training. The expectations placed upon you are a part of the spiritual evolution you are undergoing. Just as you are meant to lead and guide others, you are also meant to receive guidance from the divine. You do not have to carry this weight alone. God has equipped you with the tools you need to carry out your purpose. And one of those tools is the ability to lean on divine guidance whenever you feel burdened. In times when the weight of expectations feels too heavy to bear, turn inward. Seek strength from your connection with God. It is through prayer, meditation, and quiet reflection that you will find the peace and clarity you need. You are not meant to exhaust yourself trying to meet every expectation. In fact, by leaning on God's guidance, you will discover that you are able to fulfill your role with greater ease and grace. Through this divine partnership, you will find the energy and inspiration you need to continue moving forward, to keep leading, and to keep guiding others. The path of the chosen one is indeed a path of service, but it is also a path of self-care and spiritual replenishment. You cannot pour from an empty cup. In your desire to serve others, you must also remember to serve yourself. Honor your own needs, your own soul, and your own spiritual journey. It is okay to take time to rest, to step back when needed, and to refuel spiritually. The higher expectations may always be there, but the divine will always be there to support you and help you shoulder the burden. Remember this: you are never alone on this journey. God is with you, guiding you, strengthening you, providing you with everything you need. Trust in that guidance. Trust in the divine timing of your life. You were chosen for this purpose, and with divine help, you will continue to rise even when the weight of responsibility feels too much to bear. You don't have to carry it all on your own. Lean into the divine support that is always available to you, and allow it to lighten your load. You are not meant to be a solitary leader, but a leader who walks in alignment with the divine. Pain number 3, the struggle with self-identity. Chosen one, you may often find yourself questioning who you truly are, especially after your spiritual awakening. It is as if the very foundation of your identity has been shaken, leaving you unsure of where you stand in the world. This, too, is not an uncommon experience for those chosen by God for a higher purpose. The journey of awakening brings with it an internal struggle, a tug of war between your earthly self and your spiritual self. You may feel as though you are caught between two worlds, one foot firmly planted in the material world and the other reaching for something higher, something more divine. This struggle with self-identity can be confusing, disorienting. Before your awakening, you may have had a clearer sense of who you were, your values, your goals, your place in the world. But as you awaken to the spiritual calling within you, it feels as though that sense of self is no longer enough. But know this, your awakening is not a crisis. It is a beautiful transformation. The identity you once knew is not the identity you are meant to hold forever. It is being reshaped, refined to reflect the true power of your divine calling. In this struggle, trust that you are being reborn, and the person you are becoming is far greater than the person you were. Embrace the journey of self-discovery, for it is part of the divine unfolding of your soul's purpose. You begin to feel it, chosen one, the weight of a higher purpose pulling you in a direction that doesn't always align with the life you once knew. You might find yourself questioning your desires, your goals, even your relationships. Who are you really? Are you just this human being living this life, or are you something more? The internal battle you face, the conflict between being human and feeling an undeniable pull towards something greater, can be exhausting. On one hand, you may still feel the tug of earthly desires, the responsibilities that continue to demand your attention, your time, your energy. The world around you keeps asking for more from your heart, more from your soul. Yet on the other hand, there is this spiritual self emerging within you, calling for something deeper, something more meaningful. It is as if you are being torn between two worlds, unsure of where your true identity lies. The earthly self is comfortable, familiar, secure. It is the world you've known. But the spiritual self calls you to rise, to step into something greater, something that transcends this material existence. The disconnect between your earthly and spiritual selves can leave you feeling lost at times, unsure of where you fit in. You may question, am I just meant to exist here, in the ordinary, or am I called to something far beyond? You know, deep in your soul, that you are destined for something higher, something more profound. But the full depth of that purpose often remains unclear. The spiritual calling that resides within you is so much bigger than anything you've ever imagined, yet it often feels like a mystery you can't quite solve. The magnitude of that purpose overwhelms you, and the road to fulfilling it seems hazy, uncertain. You know that you are called to serve, to lead, to guide others. But how? What does that truly look like in your life? These questions may echo in your mind as you walk this path that seems invisible to others. It is a path that only you can see in its faintest outline. There may be moments when doubt creeps in, and you wonder if you are truly on the right path, or if you are merely chasing after something unattainable. But chosen one, I tell you now, the calling you feel is real. Even though the details remain hidden, the truth is that your journey is unfolding step by step. The way may not be clear now, but each step you take brings you closer to understanding. Your true identity will not be revealed all at once. It is a process, a divine revelation unfolding in time as your spiritual journey deepens. Trust that every step you take, every experience you encounter is guiding you closer to the fulfillment of your divine purpose. The path may seem unclear, but God's hand is upon you, guiding you through the process of self-discovery. The answers will come in time, chosen one. For now, walk in faith, knowing that every step forward is a step closer to your true calling. The journey, though mysterious, is divine, and it will lead you to the revelation of who you truly are. Trust in the unfolding, and know that the purpose you seek is already within you, waiting to be realized. This is part of the process, chosen one, the journey of becoming who you are meant to be. Your true identity, your purpose, your divine essence will be revealed in due time, and you will be ready for it when the moment comes. The confusion and struggle you feel right now are simply steps on the path of growth and awakening. The layers of your earthly identity will begin to peel away, revealing the truth of who you truly are. But know this, it is not something that will happen overnight. It is a gradual process, one that requires patience and deep faith. Trust that you are being guided step by step toward your true self. The answers will come when you are ready to receive them. Until then, continue to lean into the divine guidance that surrounds you. Trust that the journey is unfolding exactly as it is meant to, even when the path ahead seems unclear. You do not need to have all the answers right now. You do not need to understand the full extent of your purpose today. What you need, chosen one, is faith. Faith in God's timing, faith in the process, and faith in yourself. Your true identity is not something you need to force or figure out all at once. It will reveal itself in perfect timing, in perfect alignment with God's divine plan for your life. And as you continue to walk this path, you will begin to see the pieces of your life fall into place. Your purpose will become clearer, and you will come to understand who you truly are in the grand scheme of this divine journey. Trust in the unfolding of your life. You are exactly where you need to be, and your true self is waiting to be discovered, one step at a time. Pain number 4, the emotional roller coaster. As a chosen one, when your spiritual awakening begins, you will quickly realize that the journey is not just a mental or physical shift. It is a profound emotional upheaval, one that can leave you feeling torn between extreme highs and deep, soul-wrenching lows. There will be moments of immense joy as you feel connected to the divine and experience glimpses of the greatness you are being called to fulfill. But there will also be moments of overwhelming sorrow, where you might feel the weight of the world on your shoulders, or the deep sadness for the suffering you see around you. These emotional extremes are a natural part of the awakening process, but that doesn't make them any less challenging. To experience the emotional roller coaster is part of the chosen one's journey. As you connect more deeply with your true self and divine purpose, your emotions will be amplified. You may feel joy and ecstasy like never before as you bask in the divine presence, but also experience sorrow and frustration when you confront the painful realities of the world. It may feel as if you are constantly being pulled between these two extremes, unable to find stable ground, constantly shifting between light and shadow. This emotional turbulence can be confusing, overwhelming, and leave you unsure of how to navigate your feelings or what they mean for your journey. And on top of these personal emotional fluctuations, the quest to understand the deeper meaning of life and your purpose as the chosen one only adds weight to the emotional burden. The questions you ask may feel endless. Why am I here? What is my purpose? How can I make a difference? The search for these answers often leads you down a path of intense introspection as you try to make sense of your life's meaning. But as you search, you may find that the answers aren't always clear or easy to find. But know this, chosen one, this search, this struggle, is part of the process. It is through this emotional roller coaster that you will learn more about yourself, more about your divine calling, and more about the strength that resides within you. You are not alone on this journey. Even in the moments of doubt, God's hand is with you, guiding you, helping you to process and move through the emotional extremes with grace. Trust in the process and remember, it is through these emotional depths that you will rise higher, embracing the fullness of your divine purpose. The roller coaster may be difficult, but it will ultimately bring you closer to the truth of who you are and the power of your divine calling. This uncertainty, chosen one, can trigger deep emotional distress, leaving you wondering if you will ever truly understand your purpose, or if you are even on the right path. The deeper you search for meaning, the more intense the emotional roller coaster becomes. For with each new layer of understanding, a new emotional response seems to emerge, sometimes uplifting, sometimes painful. This emotional turbulence can also strain your relationships as your spiritual awakening deepens. You may find that those around you, friends, family, even partners, do not fully understand the emotional and spiritual shifts you are experiencing. You may try to explain what you are feeling, but the words fall short, failing to capture the depth of your inner transformation. They may not understand the highs and lows you are going through, nor the sense of urgency you feel to fulfill your divine purpose. This lack of understanding can create a sense of isolation, even when you are surrounded by loved ones. They may not know how to support you, and you may struggle to find the words to explain the profound changes happening within you. This emotional disconnect can lead to tension in your relationships. Those who care about you may feel confused or even hurt by the emotional shifts they witness in you. They may struggle to understand why you seem distant or why your reactions feel extreme at times. And you, chosen one, may feel frustrated that they cannot see or understand the depths of what you are going through. It can create a divide between you and your loved ones, as they simply do not have the capacity to comprehend the vastness of your spiritual journey. This divide can lead to feelings of loneliness, even guilt, as you may feel that you are drifting away from those who were once closest to you. But chosen one, I urge you to remember that these emotional shifts, though painful, are a necessary part of your awakening. The emotional turbulence is not something to fear or resist. It is a vital part of the refining of your soul as a chosen one. You are being shaped, molded to step into a higher version of yourself. And this transformation requires emotional purification. Every emotional high and low is helping to clear away the layers of the ego and the attachments to the material world, so that you can more fully embrace your true spiritual nature. Through these emotional fluctuations, your soul is being refined. You are being prepared to step into the fullness of your calling. Chosen one. This emotional roller coaster, though exhausting, is essential for your growth and transformation. While it may feel overwhelming at times, recognize that it is a sign that you are progressing through the stages of spiritual awakening. Every emotional up and down is an opportunity for you to grow, to release old patterns, and to align more closely with your divine purpose. Trust in the process, even when it feels too much to bear. Though it may be difficult at times, it is leading you to a greater understanding of yourself and the mission you are meant to fulfill in the world. And remember, chosen one, you are never alone in this journey. Divine guidance is available to you at every step. You can lean into that guidance, trust in it, and let it help you navigate the most challenging moments. You are supported. You are not alone. The divine is with you always, guiding you through this emotional journey toward the realization of your purpose. Prayer, meditation, and quiet reflection are your grounding anchors, chosen one, in the midst of the emotional highs and lows you experience. Trust that every wave of emotion is part of the divine process. In time, you will come to understand the deeper meaning behind each emotional experience. So when the emotional roller coaster hits, take a deep breath and trust in the process. Know this: your emotions are not a sign of weakness or instability. They are part of your spiritual evolution. Allow yourself to feel, but do not become lost in the emotions. Recognize them for what they are: stepping stones on your path to greater spiritual alignment. Embrace them as part of your journey and let them guide you to a deeper understanding of your true self and your divine purpose. Pain number 5. The constant spiritual battle. As a chosen one, it may often feel as though every step you take toward fulfilling your divine purpose is met with resistance. The spiritual battles you face can feel unrelenting, both from within and from external forces. It seems as though you are constantly caught in a war that spans both your inner world and the outer reality in which you live. But know, chosen one, this is not a battle to be fought with physical weapons or brute force. No, it is a battle for your soul, your focus, and your faith. The internal and external spiritual struggles you face daily are a fundamental part of your journey. These battles will test you in ways you never thought possible, but they are also the very experiences that will refine you and strengthen your resolve. The spiritual battle often manifests as self-doubt. As a chosen one, you carry a heavy responsibility, one that sometimes feels overwhelming. You may constantly question your worth, your purpose, or whether you are truly capable of walking the path that God has set before you. The doubts and fears can creep in quietly, almost unnoticed, until you realize they've taken root deep in your heart and mind. It may feel as though you are torn between the divine calling within you and the voice of your doubts, which constantly try to undermine your confidence. These moments of uncertainty are a part of the battle. You are being tested and refined in your faith. It is a battle between the higher truth of your divine purpose and the limiting beliefs that try to pull you down into fear and insecurity. And at the same time, there are temptations along the way, distractions or desires that pull you away from your spiritual path. The world is filled with things that seem enticing, but they are not aligned with your divine calling. The struggle to remain focused on your purpose in a world brimming with distractions can feel like an endless battle. You may be tempted to take shortcuts, give in to worldly pleasures, or abandon your mission when the path becomes too difficult. These temptations are ever present, trying to lure you away from the higher calling that you are meant to fulfill. The battle is also waged through negative energies or forces that seem intent on steering you off your divine path. These negative influences may come in the form of people, situations, or circumstances that seek to discredit your purpose or distract you from your mission. Sometimes it feels as though these external forces are actively working against you, trying to block your progress or lead you astray. But hear me now, chosen one. This battle is not without purpose. It is refining you, strengthening your resolve, and guiding you toward the fulfillment of your divine calling. You are not alone in this struggle. Divine support is with you every step of the way. Trust in the process, in the divine guidance, and know that you are being prepared for the greatness that awaits you. The battle is not in vain. Each struggle, each moment of doubt or temptation is part of the divine shaping of your soul. Stay strong. You are exactly where you need to be, and you will rise above every challenge. For your divine purpose is already written within you. It may feel, chosen one, as though you are under constant attack from unseen forces challenging your faith and resolve. This can be especially difficult when you are trying to maintain a positive, focused mindset, but the negativity of the world around you continues to push you down. The attacks may seem unrelenting, especially when they come at a time when you are already struggling with self-doubt or other challenges. It can feel as though you are fighting a battle on multiple fronts. Internally with your own doubts and fears, and externally with the negative forces of the world trying to stop you from fulfilling your divine purpose. In these moments, you may question whether the struggle is worth it, or if you are truly equipped to overcome these forces. But here is the truth, chosen ones. You are stronger than you realize. The divine path you walk is not one that you walk alone. You have been equipped with everything you need to overcome these battles. You possess the tools, your faith, your inner strength, and the divine guidance that is always available to you. The battles you face are not meant to break you. They are meant to refine you, to help you grow, and to prepare you for the greater work that lies ahead. The fact that you are facing these challenges is a sign that you are on the right path, and it is a testament to the power and potential that lies within you. In these moments of struggle, remember that you are not alone. You have a divine army of angels, guides, and spiritual forces surrounding you, ready to support you in your battle. Prayer, meditation, and seeking guidance from God will help you navigate these challenges. When you feel overwhelmed by doubt or temptation, turn inward and trust that the strength you need is already within you. When negative forces attempt to sway you from your path, call upon your divine support and trust that you will be protected. The tools you need to overcome these battles are already within you. It is not about fighting these battles alone. It is about knowing that you are never alone in your struggle. You have divine support and you have the strength to face whatever comes your way. You are a chosen one, and this battle is part of the process of fulfilling your higher calling. Each victory, no matter how small, is a step closer to the fulfillment of your purpose. Keep moving forward with the understanding that every challenge you face is an opportunity to grow stronger, wiser, and more aligned with your divine purpose. So when the spiritual battle feels too much, remember this: you are equipped, you are strong, you are never alone. Trust in the guidance you receive and in the power within you to overcome any challenge. These battles are a part of your journey, and they are leading you to a greater understanding of yourself and your divine mission. Embrace the fight, knowing that each challenge is preparing you to fulfill your purpose as the chosen one. Pain number 6, the fear of failing the divine purpose. As a chosen one, the fear of failing to fulfill your divine purpose is a burden that can weigh heavily on your heart and soul. The stakes feel higher for you than for others. You sense the magnitude of the responsibility placed upon you, and the thought of failing to fulfill that calling can be overwhelming. This is not a fear born from trivial concerns or mundane worries. No, this is a deep existential fear that touches the very core of who you are. You may find yourself constantly questioning whether you are truly capable of living up to the expectations that have been set for you. The weight of this fear can create an undercurrent of anxiety that runs through everything you do, whispering doubts into your thoughts and actions. But chosen one, hear me now. This fear does not define you. The weight you feel is not too heavy for the one who has been chosen for such a time as this. You are equipped with the strength, wisdom, and guidance to walk this path. The fear may come, but it does not have the power to control you. In the moments of doubt, when the fear threatens to overwhelm you, remember that you are not alone. God has placed this calling on your life because He knows that you are capable. And even when you falter, even when the fear feels too great, God will lift you up. The divine purpose you carry is not one that can be lost or erased. It is part of you, unfolding in perfect timing. Trust that you will never fail because your purpose is divinely aligned with the Creator's plan. And with each step you take in faith, you are drawing closer to fulfilling your purpose. The fear is not your enemy. It is a signal that you are on the right path. Keep moving forward, chosen one, for you are destined for greatness. The fear of failure, chosen one, is not simply the fear of making mistakes. It is the fear of falling short of the divine purpose placed upon your life. As a chosen one, you are keenly aware that your life is meant to have a greater impact, to fulfill a higher mission. The thought of not being able to fulfill this mission can bring with it a deep sense of guilt and self-doubt. You may ask yourself, am I truly worthy of this calling? What if I fail? These questions can create an internal struggle as the pressure to succeed and live up to your divine purpose feels relentless. The responsibility you feel is immense. It is not simply about living a normal life. It is about living a life with a higher calling, one that is meant to bring healing, light, and transformation to the world. This responsibility is both empowering and terrifying. The fear of failing to meet this divine expectation can paralyze you. You may find yourself unable to take action because the fear of making a mistake or doing something wrong feels overwhelming. The pressure to make the right choices, to live up to your purpose, can leave you stuck in a state of inaction, unsure of how to move forward. When you are constantly aware of the higher purpose you are meant to fulfill, the fear of failure becomes all-consuming. It may feel as though every decision, every action, and every moment carries the weight of your entire life's mission. It is easy to fall into the trap of perfectionism, believing that you must always make the right choice, that there is no room for error. This fear can hold you back from taking the necessary steps on your journey. Instead of acting, you may hesitate, overthink, or retreat into yourself, afraid that any wrong move will derail the entire plan. But here is the truth, chosen ones. Failure is not the end. It is a part of the learning process, a necessary step in the evolution of your journey. God does not expect perfection from you. What is required is faith, commitment, and a willingness to grow. The path of the chosen one is not one of constant success. It is a path of learning, trial and error, and refinement. You will make mistakes, and that is okay. In fact, it is through your mistakes that you will learn, grow, and become more aligned with your divine purpose. Failure, in the eyes of the divine, is not a final judgment. It is simply a moment in the process of your spiritual evolution. Each mistake you make, each failure you experience, is an opportunity to refine yourself, to learn more deeply about your true purpose, and to grow stronger in your faith. God works through imperfections to guide you toward greater wisdom and understanding. Your failures are not signs that you are not meant for the calling placed upon your life. No, they are opportunities to see where you need to grow, to develop a deeper connection with your higher self, and to realign your actions with your true purpose. You may not always see the lessons in your failures immediately, but trust that each step, each misstep is part of the divine plan. Remember, chosen one, failure is not the end. It is a vital part of the journey. It refines you, strengthens you, and prepares you for the greatness that lies ahead. Trust in this process and keep moving forward, knowing that your purpose is unfolding and every step, no matter how imperfect, is guiding you closer to the divine mission you are meant to fulfill. God is not expecting you to be flawless, chosen one. He is expecting you to trust Him and to keep moving forward even when the path is uncertain. When you stumble, when you fall, He will be there to help you rise again. The journey of the chosen one is not one of perfection, but of faith, perseverance, and growth. So if the fear of failure has been holding you back, I encourage you to release it. Let go of the idea that you must always have it all together or make the perfect decision every time. You are on a path of divine learning, and there is no mistake too great that it cannot be used for your growth. Trust in the process, trust in the divine timing of your life, and trust that God is guiding you every step of the way. Your purpose will unfold in the way that it is meant to, and you will continue to evolve and grow into the person you were always meant to be. Pain number 7, the constant need for validation. As a chosen one, you may often feel a deep longing for validation. Validation for your experiences, for your spiritual journey, and for your connection to something greater than yourself. This need for validation can be one of the most challenging pains you face. You may find yourself seeking approval or recognition from others, hoping they will see the depth of your experiences and understand the sacred path you are walking. However, the more you seek validation from the material world, the more you may feel misunderstood and disconnected from the very people who should be the most supportive. This constant need for validation can leave you feeling isolated, as though no one truly understands what you are going through. Your journey as a chosen one is unique, and while many people in your life may love and care for you, they simply cannot fully comprehend the spiritual awakening you are undergoing. You may try to explain the profound shifts in your consciousness, the signs and synchronicities that guide your every step, but find that those around you are unable to grasp the significance of what you are experiencing. This can leave you feeling as though you are living in two separate worlds, the world of the material, where others cannot perceive the divine truth you are connected to, and the world of the spiritual, where you feel deeply connected to your higher calling, but struggle to communicate it to others. The deeper you move into your spiritual journey, the more you may feel the pull to seek approval. You may long for someone to tell you that you are on the right path. You may look for confirmation in the form of praise or recognition, hoping that someone, anyone, will validate your experiences and your purpose. This constant search for approval can be exhausting and ultimately unfulfilling. The more you seek external validation, the more you may realize that it never truly satisfies your inner need for recognition. You may even begin to feel frustrated, as though the more you explain your journey, the less people understand. This search for validation can lead to deep self-doubt. You may question whether your experiences are real or just figments of your imagination. In a world that places so much value on material success and tangible achievements, it can be difficult to trust in the unseen forces that are guiding you, especially when those around you cannot understand the spiritual nature of your path. But chosen one, hear this. Your validation comes not from the world, but from God. Your journey, your experiences, your purpose, these are sacred and divinely ordained. You do not need the world's approval to know that you are walking the path set before you. Trust in your connection to the divine. Trust that the validation you seek is already within you, and it is in God's timing that your purpose will be revealed, so release the need for external validation. Trust in your own journey and the quiet whisper of God's approval. You are already chosen. You are already on the right path. Keep walking, chosen one, and know that the divine sees you, understands you, and supports you in ways the world never can. It is easy, chosen one, to begin doubting whether your journey is truly valid or whether you are simply deluding yourself. But hear this truth: the validation you seek will never come from external sources. It will never come from the material world or from people who cannot understand the depths of your spiritual journey. The validation you need must come from within. It is time to let go of the need for external approval and to turn inward for confirmation that you are on the right path. Trust in the signs that God is providing you, and trust in the guidance that you are receiving from the divine. The signs you are receiving may not always come in the form you expect. Sometimes validation may come as a quiet feeling of peace, a sense of knowing that you are on the right track. Other times it may appear through a series of synchronicities that seem to unfold perfectly in your life. Trust that these signs are not coincidences. They are divine confirmations that you are being guided toward your higher purpose. You do not need to seek approval from others to validate your path. The only validation you need is the internal confirmation that you are walking in alignment with God's will for your life. This internal validation will bring you the peace and assurance you need, even when the world around you does not understand. Remember, chosen one, your spiritual journey is not about seeking recognition from others or gaining praise for your efforts. It is about aligning yourself with the divine purpose that has been placed on your life. You were chosen by God for a reason, and He will continue to guide you even if the world around you does not always understand. When you learn to trust in the signs and guidance that God provides, you will find the peace and validation you seek, not from others but from the divine. So I encourage you, chosen one, to release the need for external validation. Trust in the divine guidance that is leading you. Trust that the path you are walking is the right one, and that the signs you are receiving are confirming that you are aligned with your true purpose. You are not alone on this journey. God is walking with you, and that is the only validation you need. As we conclude, let us take a moment to reflect on the 7 real pains the chosen ones face. From the isolation that often feels like a heavy burden, to the overwhelming pressure of higher expectations that accompany your divine calling, the journey of the chosen one is not an easy one. There is the struggle with self-identity, the emotional roller coaster that comes with spiritual awakening, and the constant spiritual battles that test your strength. You may also experience the paralyzing fear of failing your divine purpose, as well as the relentless need for external validation, which only leaves you feeling misunderstood and disconnected. These pains are real. They are not something to be brushed aside. However, they are also a part of your spiritual evolution, challenges that shape you into the person you are meant to become. Through each trial, each struggle, you are being refined, prepared for the divine work you are destined to do. Trust in the process, trust in your purpose, and know that you are not walking this journey alone. But remember, chosen one, these pains do not define you. They are part of the process, part of the refining of your soul. Each pain, each challenge is a stepping stone on your journey toward fulfilling your divine purpose. The isolation you feel, it is there to help you grow closer to your true self and to God. The burden of higher expectations, it is a sign that you are called to lead and guide others. The struggle with self-identity, it is an invitation to align with your true purpose, trusting that divine timing will reveal your true nature. The emotional roller coaster you experience, it is an essential part of the awakening process, refining your soul for the work ahead. The constant spiritual battle, it is a sign of your strength and resilience. And the fear of failing, it is a natural part of growth, a reminder that you are human, and even in your imperfections, God is still guiding you. Lastly, the need for validation, it is an invitation to trust in God's affirmation, to trust the signs and whispers of the divine. So how do you rise above these pains and continue walking in faith and divine purpose? The key lies in trusting. Trust that each pain you face is part of your spiritual growth, a lesson refining your soul. Trust in the divine guidance that is always present, even when you feel lost or overwhelmed. Trust in your own inner strength and know that you have the tools you need to overcome the challenges ahead. Above all, trust in God's plan for your life. You were chosen for a reason, and that reason is far greater than the struggles you face today. Being chosen by God is both a blessing and a challenge. It is a path that few can walk, but it is a path that leads to greater purpose, greater wisdom, and greater connection with the divine. And though it may feel like you are walking this path alone at times, you are never truly alone. God is with you every step of the way, guiding you, strengthening you, and supporting you through every trial and every triumph. You are part of a larger community of chosen ones, a community of souls who are walking their own unique journeys toward fulfilling their divine purpose. I invite you once again to engage with me in the comments, to share your thoughts, your experiences, and your struggles as a chosen one. Remember, you are not alone in this journey. You are part of a larger family of chosen ones, and together we can rise above these pains and continue walking in faith. You are stronger than you think, and the path ahead is brighter than you can imagine. Keep walking in faith, chosen one. The world needs your light.